Governor Gavin Newsom asked reporters to meet him out here, about 2 miles east of the Otay Mesa port of entry. It doesn't look like much now, but he says in 3 years, despite Donald Trump's presidency, this will be an important new border crossing.
Don't think for a second this won't impact you.
Governor Newsom says President-elect Trump's plans to impose 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico won't just affect us here in California, but everyone across the country.
Small businesses that will lose customers, jobs that will be lost, the inflationary impacts on every single one of you.
Newsom came to the border to give an update on the Otay Mesa East port of entry, which has been talked about for years, but nothing has been done. He says working with Homeland Security, a design contract will be formalized by the end of December.
That will allow us to move forward in January on this multi-year project that we hope to complete by December of 2027.
The new crossing should lighten the load at other ports of entry. Local leaders say the region loses about $2 billion annually in economic output due to border wait times, and he expects the incoming administration to support the project moving forward.
It's in the interest of the American people. It's the interest of this region, interest of this state, but it's the interest of the U.S. economy, absolutely.
Newsom also announced that he's increasing the number of National Guard at the border, not just to stop drugs from coming into our country, but also to monitor the flow moving south.
A big part of what happens on the other side of the border as it relates to violence is happening with American-made weapons.
And while standing next to the border, he touched on Trump's calls for mass deportations, noting roughly half of all farm workers are undocumented.
The impacts of mass deportation on the cost of food in this state and this nation are off the charts. This is serious business.
Newsom says California will not interfere with the federal government's right to enforce federal law as long as they are using federal resources. In Otay Mesa, Steve Price, CBS 8.